to another episode of Really Broken Always. First of all, I'd like to thank all the new subscribers and all the people who liked, commented on the last video. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. Obviously, we're just below 1,000 subs. I'd like to hit that 1,000 mark by the end of the year, hopefully, fingers crossed. So hit that subscribe, hit that like, share. All of it goes a long way, and thank you so much. Obviously in the last video you saw that we think the valve stem seals have gone on it. I've ordered a new set. Didn't realise how much they were. £80 for 16 of them. Yeah, they've gone up in price. And they're for the OEM type. You can buy the cheaper type, but I'm just not going to bother. And like I said before, I have got another set in that rocker cover or the top end rebuild kit, but I don't think I'm going to use them. Obviously while I'm waiting on parts, there is other things we can be doing now. Underneath, I touched on it before, but underneath my desk is the new manifold. Now, if you go back to videos from about 2017, I made that manifold by using it's like gas pipe. Basically, you get the CNC cut plate and then use gas pipe. And the good thing about it is because it's not an MX5, I needed to move the turbo and have it in a certain area to stop any sort of modification to the vehicle. So it kind of worked for me, but the problem is, with it being mixed up, it slowly started cracking. It warped at one point. I must have re-welded it at least 5 or 6 times since about it. It's been fantastic, don't get me wrong, it's been brilliant, but I think now's the time to change it out, especially while the car is kind of disassembled. That's the Taco manifold. Now, I'm not quite sure why they were called the Taco manifold, but that's the name they get given. Again, I can't use, because of the constraints of the engine bay, I can't use the typical Kraken type and everything that MX5 people go for. So the thinking is just brace this again. Now, obviously I braced the turbo already, and I can brace the manifold from these 2 points, which is supposed to be for a cover, which I didn't purchase with it. It's got an external wastegate section, but we're going to be making a plate for that and covering that up, because I won't be needing that. Apart from that, the casting, I don't know whether you can kind of see in there, the casting is pretty good. It's certainly better than I expected. I've checked the level of the face and it's pretty much nigh on. I'm trying to find a straight line, but I can't see it being that bad. It looks alright from doing an eye with a straight line with a ruler. So hopefully we should be alright. Obviously there's going to be some work to do. Mainly, I think the exhaust downpipe will need to be changed, needs to be shortened, I think. One thing that definitely needs to be ordered is studs. So I need, because this section is a lot thicker than it would have been standard, so I need to order the longer studs. Apart from that, I'm hoping this will sort the problems out once and for all, really. I'll take it to the car and show you what we've got. There we go. Obviously it's heat wrapped to slow the cracking down, really. The theory is obviously keeping it warm for longer and it will slowly cool down instead of a rapid cool down if it didn't have the wrap on it. Where's any truth to that? I don't know. I'm not a thermodynamics engineer. Oh, your wheels. Thing is, we start destructing this. That took a bit longer than expected. As you can see, it's had multiple repairs over the years. Recently it cracked there, so it's a reason why I'm just changing it over. But either way, she's loose. The front core of the turbo is now off, so all I've got to do is pull this out and we can compare it and then slide the other one in and see whereabouts, and I'll get the other exhaust housing and we'll put that on as well. Right, put them side by side so you kind of see what's going to happen. The exhaust housing is going to be moved back. I just soft mounted it now. What we need to do is see whether that will go, and if it will, then we're not done too bad, really. As if by internet magic, stuff's turned up. New piece of AN line. Obviously need to make it up longer because it's fouling the engine mount, and also it's not long enough for me to put the turbo core back in. And also to cover that as well, we need this, which is a T2 to T2, just basic extension. We're going to have to use the CNC to cover that. But if I just put the new line on, the new line will rub on the engine mount, so we need to move it outboard a bit. Didn't really want to run one of these because you're adding an extra point of failure for the gasket, but it is what it is. this might mean there's a bit more fabrication because that will go there and the turbo will go further out. What I'll do is I'll try and mount that now. You can see this little beauty will slide straight on there. I need to nick another stud, but this obviously is really broken always, which means we've got many turbos to take things off. Soft mounted, so now the issue is I can't get the exhaust core off because of the exhaust in the way, so we're gonna have to take the downpipe off. Obviously I know the wastegate port is facing upwards. I might actually have it facing upwards like that, because even though it's been blanked, because of doing the nuts up if they ever come loose. You're just saving yourself hassle. Now
I've cut out a piece of metal I actually welded in a while ago for the same reason, because of the turbo drain, and it was probably the reason why I made my manifold. So now I'm just basically undoing stuff I already did, and that was an old intake hole, I think.
The old one's off, the new one's going to go from there to there, but via the inside, and I need to look at why I put sealant there, because if it's leaking I might as well deal with that, because I can actually get the sump off while the engine's in, unlike an MX5. I'm sure rather annoying, I've been sent the wrong pipe. Obviously I've taken this one to pieces and I had to just break it to try and get it out. That's a Teflon core, that's a nitrile rubber core, which means the olive that is inside there, which you probably see that shiny chrome thing, won't go on that type of hose, and also this will break down too quick. So they've sent me the wrong one, which is rather annoying. Right guys, this is about as much as we can do because of that pipe. So that is the cut off bit of drain that you can see. Obviously it needs to be a little bit longer. Just raise the car up and it actually is clearing this water hose. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I apologise, I didn't actually get it all done, but we're again waiting on parts because that hose was incorrect, and obviously I need to sort out clocking the turbo and making that little incision and cut to make it bigger for the turbo feed. Obviously in the next episode hopefully we'll get the exhaust manifold done, or downpipe done, and it should be ready to go. Then I can whip the head off and start on the actual job we originally intended to do, which was the valve stem seals. Anyway, hit that like, subscribe, hit with a comment. Obviously we like reading them all, and I'll see you in the next one.